I want to show you how it comes out of the ground, because there's a misconception. These things on the table have been specially selected. They're our most complete crania from this sequence in the Middle Awash. You don't get to do this very often as a paleoanthropologist. It's not a weekly occurrence. It's not a monthly occurrence. It's not a yearly occurrence. A few times in your lifetime, if you are lucky enough to find something, and it's not really luck, as we know from the fossil pipeline, right? We didn't stumble across it. We found it intentionally, if you're fortunate enough to be able to remove this cranium in a plaster jacket. That's that cranium coming out of the ground. We've hardened the sand with super glue to keep it together, keep it intact. We lift it out of the ground, and that's great. It doesn't happen very often. Now, we're faced with cleaning it. It's extremely fragile. The cranial structures, the base of the cranium, there's a bone called the vomer, very thin, like a razor. We've got to work around it one sand grain at a time to clean this from the adhering sediment before we can even start to study it. We finish the cleaning process. But that's not the only one we found. We found one that we got to a little bit later, a little bit too late. It shattered and was scattered all over the surface. So we got all the pieces. Dr. Berhane Asfaw, Ethiopian PhD, 1980s, University of California at Berkeley, put that back together again. It's the skull of a child, about a 7-year-old child who died at the same time 160,000 years ago.